So welcome back to me taking on AI, the Somnium Files. And last time, remember, we reached a locked on the annihilation path, and we have to go into, we gotta go back to this ongoing. So let's reopen the investigation. Or let's make it fresh. Day 5, Tuesday, starting in Jutai. And this one seems to be really short, so let's proceed. Day 5, Tuesday, Jutai, Conception. Starting at the Harbor Warehouse District, 9:39 a.m.
Have you settled down? The scene is being inspected without you. This time the body didn't disappear. However, you lost consciousness. I didn't expect you to faint. Seeing that corpse must have been incredibly shocking. I did not predict you to be the fainting type. I suppose humans are unpredictable. Now that you're back, let's get back to business. You are conscious, are you not? Are you at a loss for words? Date, don't let negative thoughts consume you. Thinking that Iris died because of me. If I never took her to Ota's, this wouldn't have happened. If you truly believe that, then your brain is completely rotten. Or perhaps when you saw the corpse, your head became filled with images of blooming yellow dandelions.
What?
Oh, you're talking now. Was I correct? If you consider the situation logically, even an elementary school student would understand.
Why does it sound so cliche?
Fine. Allow me to pluck some of those dandelions from your mind. I will ask 3 questions. Please answer honestly. First question. The cold storage warehouse was not in regular operation. But even so, the AC was on, and a minus 58-degree temperature was maintained. Why is that?
Why does a warehouse have to be kept at freezing temperature? To preserve something.
To preserve something?
Yes. Let us move on to the next question. Second question. There was something strange about the corpse. Do you remember what that was?
It was completely frozen?
Iris's body was completely frozen. The temperature read negative 58. With Iris's weight... Just wondering, but how much do you weigh?
Don't you know
it's rude to ask a lady that?
105 pounds.
I see. 105, huh? It should have taken about 18 hours to freeze solid. But we will...
Wait a moment. Before you draw your conclusion, allow me to ask my final question. Question 3. 2 days ago, Sunday night, you found a dead body in the cold storage warehouse. But afterward, you visited the Sagan household and discovered that Iris was in fact still alive. Why?
You mean?
You mean?
You've got it.
I pulled it into a warehouse like I was shot out of a gun.
I don't believe it.
The stomach is swollen slightly. She appears to have been pregnant.
How?
Do not worry. The uterus does not contain a fetus.
You mean after she was killed?
No, the fetus was not present in her body when she was killed. She must have been killed after giving birth. The distended stomach does not immediately shrink after birth. The expanded uterus takes some time to return to its normal size.
Mm-hmm.
This evidence makes one thing perfectly obvious.
This corpse isn't Iris. It's someone else.
Which means...
Iris is still alive.
not necessarily. She could be alive. We haven't confirmed that yet. Multiple stab wounds with a single-edged, sharp object to the victim's back. Judging by the size and shape of the marks, the weapon was most likely a kitchen knife. This matches what you said on Sunday.
So this is the body I saw then. Is there an estimated time of death?
Impossible to determine. This body has been completely frozen for at least 10 years.
Damn, 10 years.
10 years? She was killed more than 10 years ago?
Exactly. Her identity is unknown. Her killer is also unknown. But there is one likely suspect.
Who?
Let's consider the clues. The scene. Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday night, we saw So here.
Mm-hmm.
And there is something else about So Sejima. We witnessed someone similar to Iris being stabbed repeatedly in So Somnium.
Which was never Iris.
But it wasn't Iris. It was this one.
Mm-hmm.
That is highly likely.
What we saw was So's memory from more than 10 years ago.
I believe that is the case.
Renju and So?
But we still do not know where Renju is.
That means that we need to talk to
So Sejima.
Mm-hmm. To the resident. 12:01 p.m. Mizuki and Oda kept searching for Iris. But unfortunately they didn't turn up anything. Iris' whereabouts are still unknown. I'm worried about her, but without any leads, we'd just be looking for her blindly. I should focus on the investigation for now. It will eventually lead me to Iris, I'm sure of it. With that in mind, I headed to So's mansion.
I thought I told you never to show your face here again.
Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Trump, but here I am.
I didn't come here for Shoko today. I didn't come here for Iris either. Instead, I'm here for a girl who looks like Iris. Did you kill her?
Date, look.
I knew it. You killed her, didn't you? I don't know what you're talking about. I've had enough of your shit, Congressman. You wanted to check on the body of the girl you killed. That's why you were at the cold storage warehouse 2 days ago. Where is Renju Okiura? You know where he is, don't you? You were at an Okiura fishery warehouse for a reason. There's definitely a connection between you two. And that's not all. Number 89 called your secretary. The same number 89 that Renju escaped with. Now tell me, where is Renju?
Suddenly, a gang of bodyguards stormed out of the mansion. In an instant, they surrounded me.
We'd like to ask you to please leave.
And suddenly booted out.
Damn it, So!
There's nothing we can do. We did arrive without a warrant. We were technically trespassing. If he had called the police, we would be in a predicament. We would have been detained immediately. Who would look after Iris then? Do you intend to leave your responsibility with Mizuki and Ota? Calm down, Date. We still have our lead.
Lead?
Before I explain, we need to discuss the corpse in the cold storage warehouse. Let's give her a name. Because she is frozen solid, we could call her All Ice or Alice.
Alice.
What do you think? Alice and Iris. I believe it fits nicely.
All right, Alice. What about her?
Someone might be able to identify her.
Who?
Allow me to ask you 3 questions.
Again with this?
First question. You have seen this corpse more than twice. 3 times, in fact. When was the first time?
By the way, when she mentioned that name Alice, that's a reference to Zero Escape. A game in which I also downloaded in between what I've been doing all this time. Mizuki Somnium.
Three days ago, Saturday night when I synced at Abyss.
Yes, in the Somnium world, we saw the frozen corpse of a girl. Question 2. Who is the girl?
Alice.
Now I know. That girl was probably Alice.
Most likely, yes. So we have technically known Alice for 3 days. One last thing. The final question. In which Somnium did we see Alice?
Mizuki.
My roommate, Mizuki Okiura.
Exactly. You mentioned something about Mizuki's Somnium being some kind of prophecy. But prophecies are nonsense. Dreams are not made of the future. They are made from the past. Therefore...
Mizuki has seen Alice before.
there is no other explanation.
Aiba, where is Mizuki now?
Where we went with Iris yesterday, the Kume Shrine.
The shrine? Why would she be there?
Unknown. She is supposed to be looking for Iris.
Okay, let's go.
And so, we're off to Ikume Shrine.
Date,
Did you find Iris?
if I did, I would have told you already.
Right.
So, first off, where's Renju?
I think Iris is with Renju.
With Daddy?
Yeah. Her note mentioned her most trusted person. That's probably Renju.
Yeah. I remember that mermaid girl saying something like that. He was looking for Iris. Does that mean that Daddy is the one who called for Iris?
It could be. So I need to know where he is.
But I haven't been able to get a hold of him.
So where's Oda?
I think he's searching Akihabara right now. Last time he checked in, he said he didn't have anything.
So what are you doing here?
Iris used to like this shrine. She told me about all her memories here. We used to come here all the time. You know those steps in the front? We would sit there together and talk about things. Like what gluten-free means, and eyelash extensions, and aerial yoga. And we would talk about all our problems together. Sometimes we would talk late into the night. So I thought that maybe she'd be here. but it looks like I was wrong.
I miss those days. I really do. I miss those days in which my girlfriend and I, we would talk all night long. Now it's less than that now. And I'm doing this.
Mizuki, I have something very important to ask you.
I told Mizuki about the frozen corpse we called Alice.
You've seen her before, haven't you? 3 days ago, I saw her in your Somnium. The body of a girl who looks like Iris, Alice. Your dreams are built from your memories. So that corpse... Mizuki, please, answer me. Iris's life is at stake.
Huh? What do you mean?
I told Mizuki everything. About how Renju ran off with the assassin, number 89. How he's connected to So Tsujima. And that Tsujima's linked to Alice's murder.
I need to know everything about Alice. If I find out who she is, I might be able to solve the mystery of Renju and number 89. And that might lead me to Iris.
She looked down at her feet quietly. I could see agony in her face. The silence lingered. Finally, she stilled herself, lifted her head, and spoke.
Okay, I'll tell you about Alice. It was about a month ago. I saw my daddy crying in the president's office at Lemniscate. I was peeking through a crack in the door so he didn't see me. Daddy got up, then got into his car and drove away. I'd never seen him like that before. I was curious, so I followed him in a taxi. That led me to the cold storage warehouse. He got out of his car and went inside. I followed right behind him, quietly. Daddy was standing next to the forklift in the back. I hid behind the shelf. I watched Daddy open the hood of the forklift, and then, after a little bit, he left. I wanted to know what he was looking at. I went over to the forklift and I looked under the hood myself. And then...
You saw Alice's dead body.
But at the time, I thought it was Iris.
Did you talk to him about it?
What do you mean? I couldn't just ask. It would have changed everything. I thought that as long as I stayed quiet, everything would be okay. I didn't see a dead body. I wasn't even at the warehouse. I repeated that to myself over and over and tried to forget the whole thing.
Repressed memories are often the subject of somnium.
That's why Alice showed up during the sync.
What'd you do after that?
The corpse looked exactly like Iris. I couldn't believe she was dead. I just couldn't. So I went to Iris's house. Huh?
What's wrong, Mizuki?
Iris was alive. I thought I was going crazy or dreaming. I tried to convince myself that it was just a hallucination.
Why didn't you call the police?
What was I supposed to do? Daddy would have been in trouble.
So you kept quiet this whole time?
Yeah.
Oh, sweetie. About the warehouse.
I actually met with one of the higher-ups at Daddy's company last night, before I went to Matsushita Diner.
Why?
Because you asked about the cold storage. I was curious. I asked around some, and... I found out that Daddy was managing the warehouse before I was born. After my grandpa died, Daddy took over. In exchange for managing the warehouse, he gave ownership of the company to someone else. I guess he didn't want to let this place go. Or maybe he couldn't let it go. That's more accurate, I think. But I understand why. Inside that warehouse was...
Alice.
On paper, Daddy has nothing to do with Okiura Fishery. Daddy was still managing the warehouse. And he was the only one allowed in there, too. That was part of the agreement when he gave up the company. And the whole thing had to be a secret. He really stressed that point.
How long was he managing it?
Inazuki, how long was he managing the warehouse?
For 18 years. That's what the man told me.
18 years? From that long ago?
Yes.
Aiba, I need an emergency search. Missing persons from 18 years ago.
Understood.
Huh?
Date, I found her. The girl who looks like Iris.
What's her name?
Monica Ely, 19 years old at the time of her disappearance.
She really does look
A
like her.
graduate of Etoku High School.
What?
Renju was my classmate at Etoku High. We've known each other for 20 years now. When I was young, I lost someone very important to me.
That was her.
Monica Ely, my best friend. One of the only friends I had.
Alice is Monica. Hitomi's friend who went to the same school as her and Renju. But why? Monica's body was found just now. But even back then, Hitomi knew. She knew that Monica was already dead. Aiba, where is Hitomi right now?
At headquarters for questioning. MPD still believes that the body they discovered was Iris.
Got it. Contact boss. Have them bring Hitomi to Abyss.
Roger that.
To HQ. Oh, we're gonna get some resolution right now.
You're awfully calm. You saw the corpse of your daughter today. You were called into the station to confirm her identity. And yet here you are, cool as a cucumber, even though you lost your precious daughter. Shall I guess why?
Monica's body was found completely frozen solid. Her right eye was missing. Her body shows multiple stab wounds from an edged weapon to the back of the torso. The cause of death was those stab wounds. The murder weapon was most likely a kitchen knife. She was also pregnant until just before her time of death.
Element, of course.
Because that body isn't Iris. And you know it.
Are you serious?
Yes. Her name is Monica Ely. She was killed when she was 19. She went to the same high school as you, and she was your best friend. Isn't that right? Nothing to say for yourself? Hiding something? Maybe you killed her with Renju.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, now you're talking. But we know Renju committed a crime. Illegally disposing of a body. And we can prove it.
That's not it. She was found.
The cold storage warehouse where the body was found. It's been managed by Renju Okiura for almost 2 decades now. And witness testimony proves that he knew about the corpse there. And if I'm not mistaken, you knew about the corpse too, Hitomi. You and Renju have been close since high school. It's not too much of a stretch to think that he told you about the body. And I remember you telling me once.
When I was young, I lost someone very important to me. Monica Ely, my best friend. One of the only friends I had.
How did you know that she was dead?
I didn't.
Don't play dumb. I know you're hiding something. You know what happened 18 years ago. And you knew she was pregnant. You were her best friend. Of course you would have known. Tell me. Tell me everything.
Date, she's not going to talk. Sync with her.
Date, I'm sure I've told you enough times by now, but please, come back within 6 minutes.
2 seconds. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to do the Somnium on this video as well.
I can't promise you that, Pewter.
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm not coming back until I find something.
Date, you can't.
Why not?
You know why.
Because it will take over my consciousness?
Yes.
But if it's only a little...
No, not even a little. If the sync passes the critical point, the damage will be irreparable.
But what does that mean exactly?
You two hiding something?
No. I'm not hiding anything.
Then let's try it. Let's experiment with my mind. Then we'll know for sure what'll happen.
Fine. I'll just say it.
Yeah?
Pewter, tell him.
Me?
You know more about it than I do.
Well...
What happens after 6 minutes of sinking? He looks troubled.
Well, first off, 6 minutes is not a hard limit. It could be 7, or even 8.
I don't care about the exact time. I'm asking what happens if you go beyond the limit.
Do you remember the story I told you about the egg?
Yeah, why?
If you imagine an egg as your consciousness, the yolk is what goes into the subject's brain. The white remains inside your shell. If you go beyond the limit, your yolk will not be able to return to its shell.
Because the subject's mind will start to take over the sinker's consciousness, right? I know that part already.
Indeed. But there's more to it. After the yolk is devoured, the egg white is brought through the machine next.
Huh?
And there's more. It's not just the sinker's brain. The same process eventually occurs in the subject's as well. In other words, the entire egg ends up being replaced.
Remember scanners?
Mind, consciousness, memory, they are traded. Switched.
Remember scanners? And at the end of it,
The human brain has what can be understood as a memory unit. One brain can only hold one consciousness, and it can only contain one person's memories.
anything else?
Now you know everything. Talk to the boss.
Why'd you keep this a secret?
I was unaware of this as well. This information is not on any accessible databases.
We had to prevent the possibility that the system could be exploited.
Exploited? But
Even if it wasn't you, someone else might try. We didn't tell any sinkers this, including you. Project Sync is a top-secret project. It's a matter of national security. Even sinkers are on a need-to-know basis. Think about it. What if you were kidnapped by bad people who tried to make you talk?
bad people?
A criminal organization, spies from another country, those people. If you blabbed about Project Sync, the entire country might be at risk. You heard it from Pewter. The Sync machine isn't just for entering a person's Somnium. It can also be used to swap bodies between two people. Imagine what this machine would be used for in the wrong hands. That's why I didn't tell you. We can't let the secret get out.
Swapping bodies between two people? Trading minds?
Remember what I told you earlier. Are you listening to me?
Yeah, I got it.
Are you really okay?
I'm fine. Start it.
Understood. Let us begin.
We have to go through the resolution route to get more into the annihilation route.
God?
I am the god of fire. I burn erotic books with my flames of red-hot anger.
What?
My, how ruthless.
Oh.
Ow!
Are you okay?
That hurt.
I'll let you read this porno mag if it'll make you feel better.
I will burn it.
The fog is making it pitch black.
The light over there. Is that a firefly? Somnium scan. Activate.
One. Two. 4. So this one's called Sinking in the Mountain. Reveal the hidden secrets. Reveal Hitomi's secret buried deep inside.
It disappeared?
No, wait. It might still be nearby.
Right here.
A flower bud. I cannot identify the variety.
Well, let's worship it.
Worship it?
Yeah.
I will pray to it as though I am mourning the dead. It bloomed a little?
I don't know what caused it, but it's better than nothing happening.
Light it up. You lit it up. So the first hole in the tree.
A hole in a tree. I may be able to fit inside.
Stick your hand in.
I am not going to be eaten or anything, right?
It's not a mimic. You're okay.
Whoa! I fell, but I am still in the forest.
It's darker than before.
What? Is someone there?
Hey!
That voice is...
Find out where that voice is coming from.
There's a rock here. But here's what we need to do. This hole in the tree.
a hole in the tree. It looks about as big around as a soccer ball.
Takuru!
Understood. I will do my best. This is a picture of Hitomi, Renju, and Monica.
Everyone is so young. Hold on to that.
Five minutes left, Date.
Oh, that works. This music, though, is so soothing. Oh, there's Renju.
Renju Okiura.
Here.
Renju, look at this. Wait!
Renju, stop!
Well, we shook Renju. Now for number 3.
4 minutes.
Thank you, sweetie.
Understood. My foot hurts.
I see.
My foot hurts!
Sorry.
Well, it gave us a tiny song. There's a hole here.
What is this hole? It wasn't here earlier. Really?
Yeah, go ahead.
Understood. Huh.
That went well.
It's even more difficult to see now. Another voice? Monica! That's Hitomi's voice.
Where is she? Look for her.
You have less than 2 minutes, Date. Hurry.
There we go.
Another hole in a tree. About as big as a capybara, I estimate.
Those are pretty big.
Well, scream at it.
Hitomi! Date likes Hitomi!
Hey, what are you trying to say? Hitomi won't remember this sink. But still.
Hitomi stopped. A hole in a tree.
Sticky handing.
I won't get sucked in, right? A cord bracelet has appeared on my wrist. Perhaps it belongs to someone.
Might be important. Hold on to it.
Oh, there she is. Hitomi.
You have 1 minute left.
That's Hitomi.
Show her the bracelet.
Do you remember this? Wait!
Follow her!
On it!
Yeesh. When we shook her up.
A large hole. Was this here before? If there is nothing left to do... Date, what is going on?
I don't know. It's pitch black. I can't see anything.
I see. Then it is not me malfunctioning.
Nope.
Can you feel your way around?
I can try.
Time's up.
Ah, damn
Date, we can't! Time is up!
Damn it! Is it over?
No, I call bullshit. Okay. I'm going from 1. Let's deal with the whole intrigue again. We did that.
A rock.
Understood. My foot hurts.
It doesn't matter
I
which one.
see.
My foot hurts!
Sorry.
There. We need some kind of timing.
A hole in a tree. I may be able to fit inside. I am not going to be eaten or anything, right? Whoa!
We're gonna hold on to that timing though.
I fell, but I am still in the forest.
It's darker than before.
What? Is someone there?
Hey!
That voice is...
Find out where that voice is coming from.
5 minutes left, Dante.
a hole in the tree. It looks about as big around as a soccer ball. Understood. I will do my best.
Get the picture again.
This is a picture of Hitomi, Renju, and Monica.
Everyone is so young. Hold on to that.
I can see why it is so friggin' hard.
Renju Okiura. Renju, look at this. Wait!
Renju, stop!
What is this hole? It wasn't here earlier. Really?
Yeah, go ahead.
Understood. Huh.
So what we want to do is we want to at least get
It's even
enough
more
time for
difficult
4.
to see now. Another voice? That's Hitomi's voice.
Where is she? Look for her.
Another hole in a tree. About as big as a capybara, I estimate.
Those are pretty big.
Hitomi! Dante likes Hitomi!
Hey, what are you trying to say? Hitomi won't remember this sink. But still.
Hitomi stopped. A hole in a tree. I won't get sucked in, right? Huh? A cord bracelet has appeared on my wrist. Perhaps it belongs to someone.
Might be important. Hold on to it.
That's Hitomi. Do you remember this? Wait!
Follow her!
On it!
Okay.
A large hole. Was this here before? If there is nothing left to do...
We need the time.
Date, what is going on?
I don't know. It's pitch black. I can't see anything.
I see. Then it is not me malfunctioning.
Can you feel your way around?
I can try.
You have less than 2 minutes, Date. Hurry.
That's what I want.
A licorice flower.
Dig it up.
Let's do it. What? Another hole. A large hole.
Jump in.
We've come this far. I will not protest now.
And that should do it.
That is...
Monica. Reveal the secret. Corpse flower. Kokai.
Hitomi, I think...
2 seconds. Okay, you know what? I feel before we actually start this up, we're actually gonna stop here. For in the next part, we're gonna start up Kokai properly. And I think it's perfect. It's a good stopping up. So join me next time for another great episode of me taking on AI and the Somnium files when we deal with Confession. Stay tuned for the next part.